Nice one, brother.
This is to get all the birds, yeah? These are little tricks you should learn.
Dominic,
learn how to strap a zoo and learn how to do this, bruv. Trust me. So.
Nice one, brother. I appreciate that.
One. So
I've seen the handshake.
Have you seen the handshake, yeah? Alright, so I ain't gonna try and, I'm not gonna try and direct you. I'm gonna see if you fuck it up.
We're gonna fuck it up.
Go on. So, top, bottom twice. Boom.
Boom. That's the way to celebrate.
Everybody, what you're witnessing right now is something very important to me. I don't think MI really knows. I can't even get into words the levels of skill in what type of music he was a part of and is still doing, which we will go into. But for me, OT, till this day, was spectacular for me, especially from the area I've grown up in, the people I know, and of course I was introduced to OT through Devlin.
Yeah.
Then Broad Street Stories came into my life. We're going to put the track listing up so that you can see all the songs and you'll see all the different artists on that label at that time. So Broad Street Stories, you had yourself, MI, Devlin, Dogzilla. Mesh was on a few, I think.
Mesh was part of the team.
He was a part of the team. I'm not sure what song he was on that album.
To be honest, the track list of the album
I've got
is
it
sketchy to me.
I've got it on my phone.
You played me tunes and I was unaware that I even done them. Do you know what I mean? There's things that you show me, so it's good to see, man.
Exactly. So then you had Cosman, Deeper Man, my pal. Trying to think. So Benson. So I just want to applaud you on your style because I don't take this in the wrong way. I just feel you could have been utilised so much more.
100%.
So let's go from the beginning. Enough talking from me. Let's go from the beginning. Like, what was your growing up like?
My growing up was very entertaining. Like there was a lot going on. As you know, like you're from a place like where I'm from. Like a lot of things happen. You have a.
And where did you grow up, sorry?
I grew up I'm different to all the other guys because I grew up in Barking, Dagenham, Ilford, Plaistow. I moved about a bit. Like them lot were based in Dagenham, but I was kind of torn from here, there, and everywhere. So I kind of got little circles in all different areas. So, but then when I was like, say,
I'll put these
14 or 15, I came back to Dagenham.
Okay.
And that's when it really started, like, we started gelling properly.
Okay, so let's...
started building a team.
So let's go back. So at this point, like, you know, what's your life like at this point in terms of your maybe your home life and your school life? Like, what was going on at this point for you to start getting into this type of music and writing lyrics?
I think what made me sort of look at music is there was a group in my school called Lyrical Lords.
Okay.
Have you heard of them?
I haven't.
There's Meshy, there was a guy called Inspector, there was a guy called Stamps. There was many guys in my school that were doing music, they was doing performances like on stage in assemblies and things like that. I used to look up in awe to them.
Of course.
And that's my kind of, I'd say that was my first inspiration of that's what I want to do.
So did you start writing straight away?
I became a DJ.
Okay.
My name was DJ Blitz. I was about 12 or 13. I was living with my cousin at the time, Marcelo and Carlos. And then they was like a few years older than me. They was bang on to they was really, really into their mixing, DJing and all that. So it just like come naturally to me to jump into that kind of thing.
And what genre was you doing at the time?
House and garage.
Okay, cool.
At the start, there was no gram when I started. Like gram weren't a thing. So I see the progressions of that develop, which was quite a good experience, to be honest.
Okay, so what made you? Because people don't get as well when you're getting into music.
Yeah.
You have to be terrible at the beginning.
Yeah.
You have to be.
Yeah. 100%. My first lyrics are crazy.
Do you remember them?
I do.
Go on.
To be honest, I had a lyric. I don't even. This is like for me. This is. I look at it and I cringe. Right?
Yeah.
I got a lyric. I think my first lyric was something like, "Haters wanna try biting my flow. They better not bad mind my show. If so, they'll feel the full of my big toe." It was like stupid stuff like that, bro.
But still, that what you've just said to me already there, as someone who's very deep into music, to me, is still... You're still doing rhyme schemes that are still more than what some drill artists are doing.
Well, I think
do you know what I mean?
Them times there was people going all that kind
of
thing. I was trying to write a message, like even if it weren't nothing too deep, I was still trying to write something that was like it meant something to me.
But this is what, for me, put you out there a little bit more than the rest to me. When I used to listen to you. Because for me, and it's funny you just said that you don't like your voice, but what people don't get is how important sometimes your voice is. It stood me
different. It stood me as different.
100%. But your lyrics were always very deep.
Yeah.
You could hear what you're saying clearly. It was emotional, and for me, it was just so impressive at that time. So when you what part did you start to go feel confident to actually start making songs? Like, did you actually start producing songs before you got into OT?
Well, the first song that I actually properly done was probably Sarga House, and it was
so that was the first.
That was literally the first experience of in studio doing things proper with people that were better than me and showed me how to vocal tunes properly and things like that. That tune there, which done a lot for us.
Mate, that tune, to this day, listen, all of my friends know the whole song word for word.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so let's break this down, right? So, actually, let's go back a little bit. So now you feel like you're able to make songs, and you had never recorded or anything like that.
Yeah.
So how did you then start to mingle with the likes of Dogzilla, Devlin, Deeper, etc.?
The way it unfolded was Devlin was obviously doing bits in my area.
Okay,
He was making a wave, and he deserves credit for that.
Absolutely.
He sort of put himself on a pedestal where people wanted him.
Oh yeah, because I wouldn't say there was anyone in Dagenham per se that was putting Dagenham on the map for the whole country.
Devlin done a lot.
You all did a lot.
In that respect, I think he was years ahead of himself, like with what he was saying and the flow structure and all things like that. And he put himself in a really good spot. So for that, he deserved to be put in the right places. So
absolutely.
I think when he sort of got the limelight, it shone a bit of light on us as well.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what created a bit of a buzz for us, if that makes sense.
But again, paying homage where it's due, like it doesn't just carry from just Devlin.
No, of course, because everyone
so
had talent.
now you've got the light, but everyone shelled on that Sarga House song.
Yeah.
You get moved for your iPod.
Because in them times there, we was young, confident, like just living life, and we just took it in our stride, man. Them things there was like, it was just enjoyable.
Okay.
So it was a hobby for me at that stage. Do you know what I mean?
So all right, so talk to me about that creative process of making Sarga House. Because you had 10?
We went studio one day. I'll tell you how it unfolded.
Yeah.
We I didn't have a lyric written for that tune. We went studio one day.
Was it Shots?
It was a Shots tune. Dogsy took us all studio one day, and it was just literally the first time we actually sat down in a room together and thought about making music together.
Okay.
And that tune came out just off the spur of the moment. I remember Meshi writing his lyric in studio. I was writing my lyric. I just remember it clearly, sitting there with a bit of paper. Meshi stood up, done his verse. Devlin shelled that tune. He done very well with that tune.
Mate, but like, all right. You all absolutely fucking smashed that tune, man. Like,
I've got a lot of love
Deeper, Devlin, everyone. Dogzilla come at the end, Benson, Cosman,
Cozzy,
Mesh, every single person.
There was a lot of people on that tune.
It was just so good. But how is that like with men in a studio? Was there ever a point where you're like, I don't like my lyric enough, or can I write it again? Or what's that process like?
If I'm being honest, I'm like super critical of myself. I don't like any of my tunes. It's very, very rare that I come out of the studio and go, yes, that's the one. But then
that's so surprising,
I know,
man.
it's just the way my mind works, though.
But that's an artistic person.
I'm very like critical of myself. Like I'll come out and I'll hear one word and it won't be right, and that's all I'll hear for the rest of the time I listen to that tune. That's
Okay,
just the way my mind works,
I feel you, because every time you go back to it, because what people don't understand about making music. So first off, memory is critical.
Of course.
But people don't get that you remember it better because you're writing it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you might not even have the best memory. So people are always like, how the hell is he remembering all that? But when you're writing your own lyrics,
they stick in there, man.
They do stick, but obviously practice.
I think when you're writing a lyric, you sort of say, I'll write 4 bars. I'll be saying that 4 bars so often that it becomes programmed into my head. As I write my lines, it's like them first 4 bars don't go nowhere. They're just there. Like, I don't really... Like, I've always written pen and paper, even to this day now. I pulled that paper the other day in the studio and all the young people was like laughing at me. I was like, look, I'm old school and this is how I do it. I don't sit there on my phone.
Oh yeah, on your I
lack the method
of writing
bars.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
That. Like scribbling bits out, changing it. Like it's there.
It's therapeutic for you.
Yeah.
So at this point now, this song's out. What was recording Broad Street Stories like? Because I've got the track list here, right? And I know every single song. The beats can't hold me, I flick the knife out closely, I spend the night with the rest of the man, and writing big bars for the boys that try to approach.
You know that.
Bro!
I'm very surprised.
Everyone has been. But what I love about this podcast that I'm able to get people like yourself on is that there's probably thousands of people just like me.
I know there is. I mean, last week, that tune was made 20 years ago. Last week, someone come up to me and mentioned Sarga House.
That's what I'm saying.
20 years ago.
Think about it. And that was YouTube at the beginning.
Yeah.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
So I've got the list here. So you got live, you got you're on that one, you got the beginning, you're on that one, Bars, Dogzilla and Deeper Man.
Shout out Deeper Man.
Beef Street, you're on that. Stop, Devlin, Deeper Man. OT Chronicles, Cozzy, Dogzilla, March, you're on that. The Verdict, that's the lyric I just spat. Cold Outside, that's Gets and Devlin. Cosman did his own songs.
Was that on there, Cold Outside?
Yeah.
Was it?
Cold Outside.
Everybody rolls with knives.
Yeah.
All these guys.
Yeah.
That is when I thought Devlin stood out from the rest. That time there
was, man, I'll do anything.
He was a young lad then as well, to be honest.
If you don't mind me asking, are you around my age? I'm 29.
I'm a little bit older, I don't want to say it.
Oh, you don't have to say.
No way, I've got a young looking face.
Yeah.
But I'm getting older, man.
And then you got, again, you was honestly performing so well on this, man. Like, Our Time, OK, 2006, Deeper Man, Start to Run, Dogzilla.
2006, was it?
2006, Ghost Boy, Deeper Man, Benson, yourself. And then you had your own track, Open Minded, on there. So
was that on there?
That's on there.
See, I don't even know that was on there. I didn't even think that tune got released.
Bro, that's one of my... Listen, what people don't get about this podcast game for me is it's so weird for me even to be sitting here with you like this now, that is one of my favourite songs in life.
Serious?
That's a very intense comment to make to someone.
I appreciate
You clearly
that.
know my music taste. I DJ myself and so on.
I know.
So, right, so what made you realise, all right, I'm actually good at this?
The love that I got. Because I didn't ever think I was that good. Like, even to this day, like now, I know I can write a bar and I can structure a tune in a way that I satisfy myself now, which is, I've never been able to do that. I've always ripped tunes and thought, I don't really like it. But the love that I received from it is what made me push it on, man. It's what made me feel like it was worth doing. It's what I thrived in.
You have to, because again, when I listened to your bars on that mixtape, right? What stood out to me about that album, still to this day, the production quality.
Sure.
All of you guys orchestrating these songs so cleverly.
I know.
And what for me stood out with you, again, was the content. So you could feel everything you're saying. It was always deep. The flow was a grime flow, but it wasn't, as I said to Dogs, the instrumentals were never overpowering.
No.
You guys were overpowering. Yeah. So people really got into depth with the rhyme schemes and it was good hype.
Shots makes tunes that are like they're in depth, but they're simple and open. So your voice takes the tune, and that's what I think was a good formula back then.
Yes,
we had different voices and different flows and different like styles, all thrown into a simple beat. So our voices made the beat, and I think like I listen to them now, and I do cringe. I'll be honest.
Really? What?
I do.
What to your old songs?
Just because of the way like my voice sounded. Like I was young. Like it sounds, but I know that's a thing that you take as a strong point.
Strong point.
I can never change the way my thought process is and go, I love the way that sounds.
Of course, bro.
You know
Of course.
But the love I received from it made me feel like this is a good look and I've got to do it.
Absolutely.
And I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it, man. It was it's in our blood, man.
Of course. So when all these songs are getting made, right? Can you just paint a picture for the people, like? How is it happening? How are you getting all these geezers together? Or I'm guessing obviously you're not always all together, but try and paint it for the people.
Right,
how all these songs get made.
Me and Devlin grew up on the same estate, like literally right next to each other. So he was kind of part of people that us always see growing up, and playing football and just like being a kid.
Yeah.
So from when he was doing music and I was doing music, it was good. Like there was one stage. Like before anything, them lyrical lords that I was talking about, Popsy, Meshi and all that, they had a radio show and I was about 13. And I was like, can I come to your radio show? And they was a bit funny about it because I was young and they didn't really know what I was about. So one of them said, yeah, come. A lot of them was like, don't bring Devlin because he's 12, 11, 13, whatever age we was. I can't remember. But I said, nah, man. I went and jumped the fence with Devlin.
Oh, did ya?
I walked into this radio station and there was all these guys that I was in awe of. And I just went, I was a DJ at this time. I said, let me spin a deck and see what I can do. So I jumped on there. I was a bit cocky that time. I was like, I'll clash your DJ because that's what Graham was.
Absolutely.
Graham was.
But it's funny, now meeting you like this today, like, you don't seem like that type of person.
No, I'm
like a confrontational.
I'm not. I'm laid back and I get on with everyone. I tend to like not try and burn my bridges with people. If I don't like what you're doing, I'll just let you
do your thing.
I'm not trying to create waves or conflict and all that kind of thing. But obviously, I've had my times where that's come to me. And
of course. So, at that period of your life, like, what was it like outside of the music for you?
Outside of the music, I think there was a lot going on in my life at them sort of, like music actually kept me grounded because my mum and dad split up when I was about 13. I was getting, I was in a lot of trouble with just stupid things all the time. I was going down the wrong
growing
road.
up in Barking and Dagenham.
Yeah, just being a normal like product of your environment. We was all the same. Like every man in that crew lived the same sort of experiences, see the same sort of things. So I think that's why when we got in a room together, we weren't all pals before that crew got put together. Like there was a couple of little circles that merged into one.
Together.
And I was probably the only one that was part of all three circles because the way I grew up, like when my mum and dad split up, I moved from Barking to Plaistow to Dagenham. I've done a little loop. And I kind of met all these circles
of people.
And for me, my personality, I always get on with people and like, if they're good characters, we talk, man. So I kind of met all these people before. So when it all come together, it was like I knew everyone. And I could see the different sides of it all coming together. And it just gelled.
Mate.
It just worked.
It was perfect. And like I feel like it just happened at the right time. I just remember being so young and so happy that this music, which is from my home, is so good. Because I'll be honest with you.
We owe Dogzilla a lot of credit for that, Dom, because
absolutely. I was telling him on the episode, like, the A&R that people do not talk about enough.
I know. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. It ain't just putting music out, is it? There's a lot of stuff involved. So absolutely.
So now, again, don't take this in any bad way. What do you feel held you back? Like, what made you not push further, do more songs, do singles? What was it? Do you think?
Them times there, I feel like. If I'm being honest, I feel as though Devlin got put on a pedestal And there was a lot more of other people that had talent that were sort of put to the side for a sec. Not by.
It's natural.
It's not personalities or it's not things like, I don't want to call no one out or say any names or things like that. I thought about this before I come here. I knew you was going to ask me.
Oh, okay. So, media trained.
I just think that, rightly so as well, Devlin was really, really blowing up and he was put in a place where all the concentration went that way for a bit. And for instance, I was struggling to get beats that I like. It was all like, it was very difficult, man, for me to find a beat. Like, you know, my voice is different. I need a beat that suits my voice for me to smash it.
Okay.
Like, them times there, it was hard for me to get the right beats.
I think you needed someone to help you get over your own insecurities.
Yeah, I definitely was a bit of a lost child, to be honest.
Because sometimes with talent, you could be so in your own head.
Yeah. 100%.
For example, even like this podcast, I could be so in my own head thinking, oh my God, how did I say this? And what did I look like? And maybe I shouldn't do this. But sometimes you just got to do it. I know that sounds very cliche and very easily done.
Yeah, no, it's definitely correct. Like, I can relate to that in, say, I've got a guy called Inspector, he's one of my good friends. And he says to me, he knows how critical I am of myself. And he says to me, you're never going to get perfection. Just make the tune, stick it out, and move on to the next one. Don't try and be a perfectionist, but I can't change the way I think, man. Like, I can never. It's just the way I'm built, man.
I feel an album coming. Am I lying?
Well, at the minute, I will be making an album.
Yes.
I want to make an album of life because I've lived a lot of life.
Absolutely.
And no one's actually knows my story. Like,
people
that I grew up with know up until I was 18, 19, they know my story, but I've got many years of a lot of stuff that's gone on, and I want to talk about it in my music because that's the only way I can talk about things, man.
Okay. So, the new freestyle.
Yes.
I was so buzzing because you just popped out of nowhere, and I thought, here he is.
It was just a random. Like, I was in studio the other day. I've got a mate called Barza Charlie Skinner. He's a very good guy. I grew up with him as well. He's got a camera and he just gets happy some days. He's like, I want to do this, I want to do that. And do you know what, man? When you got people that are hungry like that
around you,
you have to do things.
Real talk.
And I like that because it pushes you on. Do you know what I mean?
So your freestyle, have I seen it all?
Did you hear it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I was saying, again, deep content.
Yeah.
That I think just goes over people's heads. And I'm like, so I mean, are you able to speak about what happened in what you were speaking about in that freestyle?
Yeah, just like when I was younger, one of my mates passed away, obviously, and I was there and I see things up. I don't really want to talk too much about it.
Yeah, you don't have to.
I'm not even going to lie. You see, when I writ that bar, this happened like 15 years ago. When I writ that bar, I felt emotion. Like,
real talk.
When I write a bar sometimes, like, you've heard, did I show you a tune about my mum the other day?
You sent me 3 songs, one with Mesh, Barking and Dagenham, that song, and 2 others. I'm not sure about if you sent me the one with the mum.
I feel like when you write a tune, you're engaged into it. Like, for instance, that scenario happened 15 years ago. I'm writing it and I'm feeling all the pain, and that's what makes that pain go into that tune. Like, it's like I'm reliving it.
Absolutely.
Kind of thing. It's like, it's just mad, man.
So how have you found OT coming back together? Because obviously some people are confused because obviously OT new song Take the Throne come out.
Yes, I wasn't part of this. I actually didn't really get involved until after that tune.
Okay, was there a reason for that? Or?
Because I was living my life. Obviously, Dogsy's doing his thing. Everyone's doing their own things. No one was really proper focused on music. Mm-hmm. But then I got a phone call from Dogsy one day and he said, look, I want to do this. He put a plan to me and I said to him, do you know what? It makes sense. I've got a lot to say. And I had no hunger at this point. Like, there was no hunger to rap music. Mm-hmm. But when he phoned me and he said, I'm going to do this, something clicked in me. I was like, I want to be part of that. Something inside me told me, just do it. Even though I had no bars, no tunes, no instrumentals, something inside me said, go and do that. Because I'm getting older. I've got a lot to say. I've got a lot of life experience to talk about.
We're all ready for it, mate. And I think the beautiful thing is, again, you meeting me today, you being so surprised I know so much and being a fan of your music, there's so many other people. So big up Lucio, my brother.
Yeah, man,
from
he
day
shouted
one.
me yesterday.
Big up Lucio. Me and him, to this day, I've known Lucio my whole life. To this day, every time we meet up, we just start spitting random story bars to each other. Yeah. But he's excited to hear your songs. And so are so many other people. Like my other doggy from Dagenham, Aaron Atkins, he's a big fan too. He knows you're here today, and it's nice. It's bubbling. It's nice. So what I was saying is, people were a bit confused because they were expecting deeper, the old formula, deeper, Devlin all together. Yeah. So obviously
Roller's involved,
and TC. So were they always a part of OT or?
Well, I think Dogsy obviously had built up a relationship with Roller. He brought Roller in.
Very good MC.
Roller and TC sort of are like, they've always been doing bits together.
Okay.
So I think that was natural. Plus he's from Dagenham anyway. Mm-hmm. So I think this as well. If you're from Barking and Dagenham and you've got a bit of talent,
he's welcome to hear you.
I'm open to support people from my area, same as Dogsy. He's always been like that. From the minute he took us on, we didn't know Dogsy very well at that stage. We knew of him, he knew of us or whatever. But one thing that he's sort of showed me is you shouldn't shut the door on people. Like
100%.
There's many people now that are on my phone day in, day out that want to work with me, and I'm going to work with them because if they're good and I can resonate with their music, I'm happy to support people from my area because I know how hard it is to come through. And obviously myself, it's going to be hard for me to make a wave as well. Nothing's easy in the music, is it? So
nothing's easy, and that's what people don't understand. They get to see just the end product.
That's it.
And say, nah, it's rubbish, or it's good.
That's it.
And they don't understand the amount of pain and money that goes into it.
There's a lot of politics involved in music, and like, if you're not on the right playlist and you're not in the right places, you'll be putting out really good music and you're not getting nowhere. And it makes a lot of people stop, man.
Absolutely. So, I mean, do you understand the streaming world? Do you understand the streaming market?
I do, because I'm quite a smart lad. I pay attention to stuff and I absorb it.
I can tell you're a very critical, deep thinker.
I do, yeah. I think a lot. Like, before I do anything...
You can tell that with your bars. Sorry to cut you. You can tell that with your bars that you're a deep, critical thinker.
Yeah. So. No, I am. But I'd say in life, I struggle to talk about it. So that's what music is, my way of expressing that. Like, I could never sit there and tell you about my problems with my mum, my sister. It ain't in me. I can write that in a tune and put it in so much pain.
So that's like your therapy?
It's my therapy, man.
Because I went through therapy. Believe it or not, I know I talk a lot, but I actually lost my voice.
Did you?
Yeah, I couldn't speak for nearly 8 months.
Wow.
Had to change my whole life, change my whole career, everything like that, right? And I remember in the end, I had about 6 different therapists, and in my head I thought, one of my good friends, Joe Davis, he said to me, and Sean Ryan, they said to me, like, speak to us.
Yeah.
Like, speak to us and tell us. Like, I know a therapist, they're my good friends. Yeah. Like, the therapists are paid, so sometimes it's good to have someone who's not your close friend or your girlfriend.
It's always easier to talk to someone that don't know you.
Yeah,
you find that?
I find that. I mean, I'm someone I've grown with being able to speak because I have known 3 people to have commit suicide, all blokes. So for me, I think speaking is important, which is a big part of why I've made this podcast. Yeah. So do you feel like as you're getting older that you're getting better with being able to speak about things, or
no?
And do you think you'll ever?
I just think I'm stuck in my ways. I'm Turkish, yeah. And
are you Turkish?
Okay. My dad's like that as well.
Oh, okay.
He's like, it's part of my personality.
Yeah.
I can't, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I can't develop that skill. Because I'm a talker. I can talk for Britain. But I can't talk about. I can preach to you about your life all day.
But not about your own.
I can't talk to you about my own life. That's just the way I am.
Okay. So OT bubbling again.
It's exciting, man.
Yeah, like how are you finding it all, and how are you finding making the music you're making at the minute? Because it's all sounding great, man. It's all sounding great.
I'm glad to hear that. Well, I think with OT, we've got a plan to make a little album. Obviously, everyone's got a lot to say because we ain't done a lot for a lot of years. So we're a collective. We've grown up together. No one's ever burnt a bridge. We're very tight. Like, for instance, last night I'm on a call with like 7 people on the screen in front of me. Like, and it's nice because like we feel like we support each other.
Yeah.
We can share our fan bases. Things like that are good, man. You need to be smart in this game. You can't just be selfish.
Yeah.
So I think with the OT thing, our plan is to build an OT album for the streets. Like, you know, like,
just raw, no label shit, just what the fans want from you guys, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I even said to you on the phone, I said...
Yeah, you was very honest.
I was very honest. I said, like, I'm someone, like, say Potter Paper's new album that's just come out, his new mixtape.
Big up Potter Paper.
Big up Potter all day.
He used to come up certain little stations with us and like...
Yeah, because he's from Barking and Dagenham himself.
Man.
So
I've known him for a long time.
Very talented brother.
Very talented.
And for me, just freestyles, like no choruses and all of this. I love that.
You see, this is you look at it like that. There's like two ways of looking at it.
Okay, cool.
He can. I love what he's doing. I shout his name out to high heavens.
So do I.
Like, I like to say, look, I know what he's. I like to tell people that what he's saying is a lot of crud, but I know him personally that's the kind of life he lives.
That he lives, exactly.
So, stay in your lane. He said it the other day. I watched him. He said,
Tim Westwood.
Yeah, if people stay in their lane and they're living this lifestyle and they talk about that, I'll respect that.
Of course.
Even if it ain't as real or ghetto or whatever.
But they're just saying their real story.
Yeah, I like that. I personally dislike, where I know a lot of people, when they're talking about doing this and doing that, and I know them,
you're like, nah.
I lose passion for their music.
No, of course.
That's just because maybe I'm too real for myself. Like, I'm quite stubborn. Like, if I know you and you're not, I'd rather you talk about what you're talking about.
I'd rather listen to One Direction than have a drill artist in a balaclava telling me he's shanking people who isn't.
There's
to be honest with you,
there's a lot of music these days that sounds the same. Would you agree? Like a lot of.
Listen, I was saying this literally on the phone to my pal, that the UK sound, in my opinion, and I'm someone who listens to everything, rap, UK rap, heavy metal, rock, pop, grime, whatever. I'm music through and through.
I'm the same.
But with the UK sound, it's sounding washy to me, man. It's sounding...
There's not a lot going on.
It's sounding very... It is to me, it's pop now, the sounds that are being put out there. I'm not going to start saying names and stuff like that. But for me, I'm just not really...
I'm not digging it either. Like, it's not my kind of thing. But do you know what really, really showed me a bit of fire the other day? And it's exciting. Chipmunk versus Stormzy. Did you see what he done?
I did. And that was like two... Listen, Chip is... Listen, that album...
Powerful.
That album with Skepta and Young Ads.
Yeah.
Like, for me, his verses on every tune was fire. Yeah. And that tune that he did for Stormzy... I'm not a Stormzy fan.
Me too.
I'm not saying that he's not good.
He's good.
Because what people don't get is when someone says, like, say if I said to you now, I think MI is better than Deeper Man. That doesn't mean I'm saying I don't like Deeper Man. No. But people get that in their head straight away. Oh, that means you don't like... I'm not saying Stormzy isn't a good artist. He's just not... Artist. He's not for me.
He's not Chip.
But Chip is just spinning people off, bro.
For me... For instance, when Dogsy put all that pool of us together when we was about
Cheers, by the way.
14, 15. Did it properly.
Yeah, I nearly never did it.
I done my studies on that one.
Yeah.
I was going to say that when Dogsy pulled us all together and Devlin was 15, I was 16, 17, we used to do a lot of things with Chipmunk back then. And like we used to go Danny C's in Greenwich.
I still call him Chipmunk as well.
It's not even called Chipmunk, is he, man? It's
He's
bad.
Chip now, isn't it?
To me,
no, but because remember Whatever the Weather, Volume 1, Volume 2.
It's because that's what I originally known him as.
Circular.
But he used to come and he used to shell it, man.
Shell.
With confidence and delivery and I've always rated him, innit?
I've always rated him.
But what I heard the other day, in the petrol station, the garage shelling tune, whatever he done.
Did you see the comment from Shell?
I didn't know. Did they say something?
There was a comment from Shell saying, you need to let us know if you're using our facilities.
They're trying to eat some money, innit?
Yeah. But I'll be honest, right? My opinion with grime has changed so much. Because this is my thing. I've always thought the grime artistry it was just phenomenal. Yeah, but I always felt the beats lacked.
They was poor quality.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't shoot me for that comment. And I've always felt like, say like for example, the drill, for me the artists are here and there,
Yeah.
but the production is just
Disgusting.
different level.
I really like listening to drill instrumental.
Oh my God.
My issue with drill
Unbelievable.
is, I don't wanna put myself in a box here, yeah, but my issue with drill is my 14-year-old nephew can write a lyric that sounds as good as anyone in the mainstream. Because for me personally, it doesn't take artistry to write the lyrics.
It don't.
It takes it's just gritty.
It's just crud. It's just,
for me, like, I don't wanna. There is artists that I like that do drill. Like, I'm not gonna say all of them are the same, but a lot of them have got this generic sound.
oh, very, very generic.
It's like,
But again, the beats carry them. Sometimes I can
beats
listen to
are crazy.
any guy talking crud on with a balaclava on, but the beat is just keeping me there.
I want some drill beats that I can go home, sit down and rap my style to. I don't care if it's not what the wave is.
I think it'll be fucking hard, man.
I've got that planned, man. Come on.
I think it'll be so hard. So, like, how are you finding making music again, and what's the plan with this?
The plan I have got a small plan, but I haven't thought way too far ahead.
Okay.
But I've basically built 5 or 6 tunes, and I think I'd say I like all of them, and I'm critical of myself, as I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
I don't like listening to my music.
Okay.
These ones I really like listening to, and I feel them because I put my heart and soul into the lyrics.
But that's the most important part. Do you get it? Like,
course, yeah.
if you like it, fuck everyone else.
I think where I've featured on a lot of tunes before, when I was younger, I used to be a feature on a tune. I used to jump on everyone's tunes. But this is my tune, and I've created it, and I've put my stamp on it with no one else touching it. And I think it means a lot more to me, and that's probably why I relate to it a bit more, and I can enjoy it, and I can feel the pain because I lived it.
And so can we. And that is what makes the music authentic. And I got a question for you, because people keep asking me for when you'd come.
Yeah.
Is and you don't have to answer, but
Oh, that's cool.
What? How did Katie betray you? That's what people keep asking me.
Do you know what? That lyric's famous.
Yeah. I don't know why. Everyone keeps going, please ask him why Katie betrayed you.
Just like, I think when I was that young, I can't even remember the whole story, but I was with a girl called Katie.
Yeah.
And she said she was going to do this and that, and then she went against her word, and we ended up breaking up. And I really loved this girl, man. You know when young love is different.
Young love's different.
You're like,
I'm still affected now, mate.
Yeah, it's true, innit?
By my first love, so
like, it was just like an emotional time, and at that age, I didn't really know how to write the whole story, so I just used to throw little lines in.
But it all used to be, again, just so deep. Like, please, everyone, go to SoundCloud and type in OT Broad Street Stories, and all the songs are there on SoundCloud. How much do you think that album is going for on Discogs?
Honestly,
one CD?
I have no idea, bro. But I'll be honest, I used to sell that CD in my shop because I had a shop.
Did you?
Yeah, my dad had a shop. And
Where, in Dagenham or?
No, he had a shop in South East London,
okay.
Lewisham Way. It's actually in a place called Eltham. I don't know if you know that place.
No, I know Eltham.
He had a shop down there, and when I originally moved to Kidbrooke.
Okay.
When I left Dagenham. And my dad bought a shop there, and mate, I was out there selling my CD.
Yeah, how much were you selling them for? Like £5 or £6?
£10,
£10.
I can't even remember, man. But it was just me trying to push my own cruise thing.
Of course. I mean? Well, today it's going for £150.
I can't believe that.
One CD.
That's crazy.
Because I was looking for. I lost some of my CDs. I've got Tales from the Crypt on CD. I've got Left to Rot on CD, but I had Shot City, but that got broken. That was a banging mixtape. That got broken in the shed along with my London Borough of Barking and Dagenham one. So I'm looking all over the internet to get these. You can't get them. But on Discogs you can get Broad Street Stories for £150.
I think we should make some up, mate. If I'm being honest,
I think you should get them on Spotify, man. Honestly,
just for old school, innit?
Yeah.
Some people like hard copy CDs.
Same. I like my vinyl as well.
People like to feel something. Like, especially with like old authentic music. Like, they like to feel. I don't know. I just think it's a wise move to do something like that because people are like, who's selling that for £150? It's mad,
bro. But that is how essential that piece of art is to
that
the
guy
culture.
thinks it's valued at that, doesn't he? Like, it's mad.
It's that's what I'm saying. It's actually madness, but it's not madness to me because again, it's still a project. Just like Boy in the Corner.
Yeah.
I bang bullshit stories out.
Piece of history. It's a piece of history.
Absolutely.
I
man.
understand where you're coming from.
So, like, lastly, Emma, is there anything you want to sort of say before we get into a little freestyle with you?
Well, basically, I've got my plan is I've got like 4 or 5 singles that I'm gonna drop. I'm working on an EP, which is I don't want to do an album of 15, 16 tunes and throw all my heart because I'm gonna put time and effort into my
a nice
music.
10.
I want to do something. I think I like the EP scenario. I like being able to drop a 6-track EP and then not having to wait a whole year for your album to do video. I like to be able to do it every 6 months and you put new stuff to the table all the time, man. So I'm going to try and just throw out as much as I can, innit?
But that's the thing with streaming services now. The whole way we consume music is changed. Like people don't really listen to albums. Like people will just like mate. When we were younger, you would have one album and you would know the whole album word for word. But like now, you'll just pick different songs, make playlists, so people consume it different. Like you don't really need to make albums.
How many
anymore.
albums have you listened to? Right, very rare this is. How many albums have you listened to one to the end, and there's not a few tunes in between that are just fillers? It's very rare that you find an album of.
I will say
less than 10.
Less than 10.
I agree with
maybe
you.
less than 5, man.
That's what I mean because people make albums. And they try and fill it up with content.
Because the labels, that was like a standard that had to be set. You need 17 tracks.
Yeah.
Please do not give me.
Stop that.
Please do not give me any more than 10, 11 tracks.
Other
please.
people that do that, I respect that because that takes a lot.
That's
of effort.
a lot of time and effort.
That's all your energy into one project. For me, I want to split that up and try and. I don't want to throw everything at them at once because I'm trying to make tunes that are really in depth. So I'm trying to give them 4 or 5 at a time with a couple of videos. I don't want to go. Plus, as well, I'm older. It's harder to write. Like back in the day, I used to go. Used to come out.
Oh, could you do it quite quickly?
Now it's a process.
Okay.
So, but I prefer the process because you get better end products, man. So I'm not trying to go. There's 38 tunes for you.
Yeah.
I just want to be active, and I want to show get a little bit of credit for the last 20 years of what we've done.
Absolutely, because even like I was saying to Dogs, because he says he stopped blazing.
Respect to Dogsy
for that, man. And like how he's still able to create such great bars and schemes.
I don't know if I could do that.
I was gonna say, so what's your creative process?
My creative process is I don't like to go studio, write a lyric
in the studio. You like to do it before?
I used to.
Okay.
Because that's how we built our thing. But now I like to come home with a tune. Because I think tunes write themselves, but it doesn't always happen in your head like that. It's if you're in that moment and you're living that, it will write itself. But if you're trying to force it, it don't work for me. So I'd rather spend 2 weeks writing a tune than go studio and spend 2 hours writing your quick verses. For me, I get a better end product in it. But other people, there's one like Devlin, for instance, unbelievable.
What fast?
Just quick, rapid
See,
fire.
I've always wondered that.
Roller's the same.
Yeah.
Roller just throws tunes out.
But that's what I find just so crazy. Because for me, when I used to make music, like where I had everything in my room, it didn't matter how long it took or how I didn't have to pay studio time. I could just be in my room for 8 hours. But I wouldn't say I was able to write fast. But like, I just find it so amazing to hear how some artists just shell off these lyrics that sound so good, but they write them down so fast.
Chipmunk put that tune out about Stormzy and it's powerful and he's written it like that.
Who are you feeling right now? Like
for me, I don't think Stormzy's in the same league as Chipmunk.
Nah, not even close.
But there's people out there, and this music's a game of opinions.
Exactly, and it's subjective.
Yeah,
you know,
some people will read it this way. Like I'll write a lyric and someone will say, "You meant that," but I didn't even mean that.
Yeah. This. Exactly.
But it's just the way your head derives things, isn't it?
Absolutely. But that's the beauty of music as well, is that you can make it personal to yourself.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
That's it. People listen to your lines, like what you said earlier about betraying Katie or
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Katie betrayed me, and they like to make their decisions.
Yeah, yeah. What is he talking about?
I like that. Like that's good because people are buying into what you're saying and they're making their own choices. For me, that means a lot, man.
No, absolutely. Well, look, I mean, if you want to say like your social medias and stuff like that, and where to get your new music and
yeah, man. M.I official. Go and add me up. I've got a lot of music dropping soon, so I need all the support I can get, man. But I hope you like what I'm doing, innit? Dom, I've showed you what I do. So. Real talk,
man. Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure.
I've enjoyed it, man.
Oh, mate, and again, with people, they're always welcome to come back. Do you know what I mean? So and chop it up again, beers, zubies, whatever.
Yeah,
and we can
see you, brother.
And we can have more talks, you know. But I think people want to hear a little lyric, brother.
Yeah. What am I gonna drop for them, man?
Go and drop them a little something. Or if you want, I could drop something and then you come in after.
Why don't you drop one first?
Do you want me to drop something?
Let's do it like that, man. That's not a problem.
All right, listen. This is DC.
We got DC.
Old school bars with MI. So I got. It was through the eyes of DC, repping IG freely, giving it a freebie, evolving into DC. Then I got on the pints and the day turned to night. So my right hand shaking off the bars I deliver. You don't know what the pints are doing to my liver, but I know nothing, I'm on the head button. So don't come to me, dickhead fronting. Me and my boys living at NC and people drinking out of cans and seeing man, I'm shotting in daylight, creeping with the baby pram. DC, can. Do you duppy no? The only thing you're big for is your fucking toe, bro. Lay low. Made a CV, gave it in. Where did it go? In the bin. So you know what the world has given up on me. So I'm shotting this CD and it's sick, believe me. Like too much strong bows. I might dilly dally, bro, shaggy. I might come blacked out in an alley with a bally busting Air Max 95s. It goes with the features like nicotine in the fag. Seven King Station upbringing that equals tag.
7
Painting my balls to the feds, I blag it. We all roll with the bat slow like a faggot.
Come on.
No homo.
Come on, bro.
Respect, your turn. And listen, MI is one of my favourite artists, so...
I'm not going to say too much here, but I'll make a deal with you. One day we'll come and do a set with it. I could bring a few of the boys with me and we'll record it.
Big.
Yeah?
We'll do that.
Yeah.
I appreciate
I'm going to drop
that.
a little something.
Drop a little something.
I've been spinning around in circles. My mind's fucked and there ain't no virtue. I've got to set my goals I can work to and keep it real for my bird too. I need to keep things true for my first shoot. I'm speaking it real on the verses. I ain't eating the meals, I deserve food. Fam, I hate living my life in reverse, so now I want to pray for my mum. I've got to pray for my...
It's cool, man. It's cool.
You know what, bruv? The beers and the...
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to come in and do something proper for you musically, bruv, innit? Because I was a bit ill-prepared for that, man.
Nah, mate, listen, again, like... And I found really good with you, yeah, is it's like you can go on 140 beats, but still have a impactful sort of slowish flow.
I think writing on...
So I find that really impressive, because I feel sometimes I just have to go with how fast the beat is.
People like to skip and flow with a beat.
Yeah.
I forget all of that. I don't rap with a flow or a...
So what's that like?
I write sentences that mean something, and I just put them together, and the flow is whatever it comes, and it always works for me. Like, I don't sit there and go, I need to go da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. That don't work for me, man.
Okay.
I just rap, and whatever comes naturally. My flow is not a flow, it's just what I've written.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you're not overthinking.
I don't write the structure of bars. I like to just build my bar, making sentences. As someone said it to me the other day, they was like, your lyrics are just sentences with full stops on. And I was like, what do you mean?
It's weird to think of it like that.
I thought they was criticising me.
Yeah.
But they was like, but it just makes it easier for you to explain things. And that, for me, it works, man, innit? So,
what are you like with like the comment? Like, have you ever had any bad comments or anything like that? Well, I bet no one would ever say nothing like that to your face.
Right, I'll be honest here, yeah. Since I started doing music again, because I had a big break, like no one really, people forget. If you don't make a tune for a year, you're gone. Like that's how.
Unless you're like you and people loved your music, they don't forget.
So for instance,
do you know what I'm saying?
Like I come back, I started making tunes, and I've tried to keep them all to myself because I ain't released them yet. But I've ended up sending you a couple, this man, and I'm being honest, yeah. I've got so much love.
Oh, mate.
I'm shocked. I am shocked.
I was buzzing that you sent me them, because I was like, oh mate, there's nothing more I've wanted to hear for nearly 10 years. That's good. Maybe more than that.
That's good to hear.
I'm 29, so actually more than that. 16 years, 15, 16 years. There was times I used to go on YouTube. Because you did a few songs with Sire as well, didn't you?
No, I'll be honest, I have actually never met Sire in my life.
Oh, have you not? I don't know why I've got that in my
never
head.
bumped into that guy, and I've lived in Barking and Dagenham. Like I grew up there. I never see him.
That's so random.
I used to listen to Stormzy and Sire and think like they was doing bits for our area.
Yeah, I mean Devlin and Sire, what they're doing at the minute is great for the grime scene. I mean, if
there's a lot of grime scene people that are
coming back
old
right
school,
now,
that are the ones that actually made waves, that are doing bits. And I think this little thing with Chip and Stormzy helps as well.
Yeah,
because it gets the wider audience focused on our scene.
Did you like because I feel like we're on the same wavelength. Did you care about the Wiley versus Stormzy one?
To be honest, I didn't even listen to it.
I listened to probably 2 tracks. I'm just not.
You got to give Wiley respect and credit for what he's done.
Absolutely.
But for me, like, it's been a long time since I've gone, yes, that's Wiley.
Very long time.
Back in the best tune I ever heard Wiley make was "Where's My Brother."
Hard. Mine was
his Graham. To me,
his movement versus Boy Better Know. Listen, he was listen, that was Wiley and the Tunnel Visions. He was in his prime. I'm a sinner. You know the big one. Run up in the movement.
Wiley's actually quite a good guy. Like I'm in the respect of like Dogsy used to take. We was young, so we didn't deserve respect from these big artists. But when we used to go rinse and things like that, certain people used to go, who's these guys? And other people used to go, oh, what's going on?
Wiley seems like that guy.
Wiley was that guy that when I used to spit, he used to hit the wall and I used to feel proud of myself.
Yeah, because he come on, it's Wiley.
He's a big man, isn't it?
I've got his biography upstairs. I've read it.
I know.
Like, as much as I've got a bit of a love-hate thing with him, like,
Everyone has.
I like him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I like his character. He's challenging. I don't mind that he's a bit challenging. It's interesting, isn't it?
Exactly. A group that, before we leave, that you have to go listen to today on your way back home.
Go on.
Wave Volume 1.
Yeah.
There's a few guys that one of them was on a tune South London on the Godfather 3. Yeah. Wiley, Ten Dixon, Charlie Trees.
Yep, I know.
Do you know these
guys?
man?
Yeah.
Wave Volume 1 or something.
Yeah.
That's a new project they've done.
I've heard that one, but I'm gonna go check that out.
Boy, for me, I haven't heard a good grime. It reminded me of OT again. Yeah. I haven't heard a good grime project like that in years, and it's like maybe 7 tracks or something like that.
Yeah.
On your way home, bust that. I think Charlie Trees is gonna come on.
I'll give you a call, let you know what I think. No.
You're gonna love it. But I mean, mate, look. I'm so glad you came, brother.
Pleasure. Listen, it's been nice.
I really appreciate it, bro. I really appreciate it. So, Josh, we've done another one. Episode 11 finished. Again, make sure you go and get his new music. Make sure you're streaming it. Add him on Instagram.
Make sure you do that.
And go on SoundCloud for OT Broad Street Stories if you want to hear the old stuff. And go on YouTube as well. Some of the tunes are on there. But other than that, it's a wrap. Well, what do you think of that, bro?
I loved it.
Called up his mum and he told her, heard the pain from underneath and we was literally next door neighbours. I still owed you a favour. I know you love smoking flavours, and that's what you did on your days off. I know I didn't visit your grave much. It hurts me, it was too much pain. Broken memories torture my brain.